Hey, what's going on, Kim folks? How y'all doing out there? Hey, listen, once again, it just seems like this subject is not going to die out no time soon. You know what I mean? It really has shaken up pretty much the entire world. Monique has actually challenged the machine. You know what I mean? It's like, people just don't do that. People are not supposed to do that. You're supposed to, suck that up. You know what I mean? You're supposed to tuck it in. You're not supposed to, as according to, what's her name? Miss Adrienne Bailon, you're supposed to not be loud and not say anything or whatever, or handle it and calm down and all this type of stuff. Well, so, once again, we have to deal with certain things. And functionally, this channel that I created has really supposed to be, a channel to move us forward in certain aspects, especially in production and especially in, in technology and things like that, and in race relations and things like that. However, I'm not really the kind of person to want to grab onto every trending topic. However, it's a lot of black people that are that things that affect us, that are really important to us, that are absolutely, corresponding with being a trend. However, for us, it's not really no trend. This is real life. So, I'm going to go ahead and touch on this, and hopefully this is the last time I'll have to touch on it. Now, my wife is not here. Hodges had some things she felt about this issue, and I might try to represent her, but I'm not going to do too much of that. So listen, let's go right into it. Recently, Monique has said that she's had some words with Tyler Perry and had a phone call with him, and he was trying to flex his status. And so, well, we already know how things work in this society over here. It's about those that got the money now are really the biggest bullies. And so, since people who have money are responsible for paying salaries of other people and having opportunities to be able to share, they milk and string a lot of people along. You know what I mean? Like being from Los Angeles, being from Los Angeles, that means that I've seen a lot of people come to my city with the hopes and dreams of becoming something and being a star and willing to do anything. And we remember this even in cartoons, Hollywood or bust, where they used to have the little cartoon with the little stick with the little bag on the end. And that was the image of what our city represented. It represented that a person would actually give up everything to get this. Now, talking about backing up and going back into Monique's situation. Now, we have to look at and ask ourselves a question. If we do go to Hollywood and we do achieve things that we want to achieve, at what point in our career do we want to say that, what I stand for as a human being and as a person, whether it's my race, whether it's my heritage or my pride or my culture, when is the time for me to stand up and make what I believe the most important thing in my life, no matter what the situation? And at some point, all of us should have a level of principle that we wouldn't do, and for money or otherwise, regardless of what stardom or what someone has to offer. All of us we all have certain lines as human beings. We should have certain, standards of what we wouldn't do. And it just seems like it's just in Hollywood, it just seems like those standards are, it's not that many, right? People will really have shown that they will do anything. And we're seeing it manifest in our faces. We see what rappers will do now. We see that what women will do. We see it right now. It's not behind closed doors anymore because we're right here and it's wide in the open. We got boys wearing dresses. We have people wearing earrings and carrying purses. This is funny to other people. Someone's paying these people to do this. They're sitting back. They're not doing this on their own and going out and getting a contract. You're not going out and doing the most weirdest, obnoxious, absurd thing. And being picked up and carried. Now you got people who can sing, dance, do all kinds of things. And it doesn't mean automatically because you have a lot of talent that you're going to get picked up and someone's going to be able to write you $1 million check to do these things, right? So we know that someone with a lot of money is providing the opportunity for someone to do these things, and somebody's just willing to do it. That's all. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't really come down too hard on the youngsters and on the brothers who have succumbed to this situation, because people been doing this behind closed doors all the time. You got a whole bunch of people that people are outing all the time about things that they do and have done behind closed doors with these tough guy images. It's just messed up now that we got to really get slapped in the face and look at this stuff. So really ask yourself that question. If you were to go to Hollywood, what would be your standard of when is everything, whatever you stand for and your principle, going to be the most important thing in your life, right? Because other people will tell you what should be important to you. People will say things like, whatever you have that seemingly is important to you, they would tell you, well, that should be the most important thing to you, right? They would say, your kids, you got kids. Think about your kids. That should be the most important thing, right? So then we got people like Martin Luther King, whose house was actually getting firebombed. Malcolm X, their house was getting shot up and firebombed, and they knew that their kids were being threats with torture. You think you're getting death threats. These people actually had to say, you know what? Freedom or equality is more important than the life of my children, right? So I used to feel like, Martin Luther King, I'm a Malcolm X type of dude. I love and respect and honor Malcolm X. He was ready to fight, and he had the image of standing up with a gun. But, if you think about it, Martin Luther King had kids too. He had a wife. So it really did take him courage, but it took me to be a grown man and a man to understand that principles and values, that sometimes you have to place principles above the thing that you love the most, right? So with that being said, let's go back to Monique, right? Monique, I'm not going to be like Faison Love. I'm not going to call you no B, sister. I'm not going to do that. Not even in joking. I wouldn't even do that. You know what I mean? Like, if I ain't ready to fight you, I wouldn't do that. And right now, I wouldn't even want to get down with Monique because you going too hard, Monique. But listen, she epitomized herself as the fat B of the business, right? Now, here you got a sister who everybody called her fat. Everybody talked about her and ridiculed her. She took this ridicule and made this ridicule into a real Cinderella story, like a real princess story. And for anybody to say that she's supposed to be some quiet, humble, bringing it down, you obviously don't know Monique, because she actually built a career of being herself and actually taking self-pride and love for herself. And she created something that wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like, and then we're not even talking about the precious Academy Award. We're not even there yet. We're talking about just the fact that this sister was able to, overcome what a lot of people can't even overcome. They self-hate and what they don't like about themselves, and how people look at them and ridicule them, and just go and get into an industry and challenge it and reach the ultimate height, right? You have to respect that. And she did that, being the loud person, being obnoxious, making people laugh, being crazy and funny, and being honest and not giving an absolute damn. You feel what I'm saying? So, I'm sure she sucked up a lot. Now, she went in and did all this, right? Now, she's telling us what she had to suck up. She sucked up the ultimate bullying, right? Not only the talking and the ridicule that she probably went through all her life. She went through the industry being mistreated and being told she wasn't right, being rejected. Even the prettiest people get the utmost rejection. Hollywood does not discriminate when it comes to being rejected, right? They make the prettiest people feel what it's like to be rejected. So now just imagine she went through all that. And then to get to a point to where she's at the highest point of her career, highest point, in an independent movie to win an Academy Award, to absolutely seal a deal on everything that you could ever accomplish as a black woman or as a woman, and period, as a person in that industry. She had a talk show. She had her own. She sells out in comedian tours. She had a sitcom. She did a blockbuster hit film. She won an Oscar. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not easy to shed a tear, but just thinking about that, and I'm not even a movie. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell you right now. I did not see Precious. I didn't see it. I didn't want to feel that. I got too much love and honor and I know too much real pain. I didn't need to see that to feel that. Like, I didn't want to see nobody being hurt and abused. I just heard what it was about. I didn't even really want to see it, so I didn't see it. I've never ever seen an episode of what's that movie? What's this show? These different shows or whatever. The guy that's on TV. They talking about the gay Empire. Yeah, Empire. I've never seen an episode of Empire. Never. But I do respect certain people that can get. I've seen her comedy. Oh, I'm a run to go see that. You know what I mean? Like, and then to hear that she won an Academy Award is cool. But I know that that's probably something that probably wasn't even hard for her to do. It just seemed like it's just so close to the pain or the reality that the kind of stuff that she probably had to go through in real life. You understand what I'm saying? So now let's get back to not only what other people supposed to think that you're supposed to care about and how people will actually tell you. Now, let's get to some of the people that has something to say about her. Now, Wendy Williams, right? Let's compare Wendy Williams. We're not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go there because it's not even about slandering somebody, but it's about when you get up and you really feel that you higher and more. Now, Hollywood is obviously a secret society. What does a secret society mean? That the people in the front have the biggest secrets, right? So we know that people got some big old secrets. And, I might even speak on people that are being projected. Like, I might talk about the men. Like, sometimes, I speak about somebody like Charlemagne because he's in the front and he's ridiculing, he's criticizing, he's being put as if his opinion is everything. But however, I don't even know what he can do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really know what he can do. Even like when I talk about somebody like D.L. Hughley, I hated the fact that he sit there and stood by George Lopez when he said that to that girl. Now, D.L. Hughley was somebody that'll rank on you. He built his whole career ranking on people in the front row. If you don't know how to rank on somebody when they heckling, then you don't even need to be a career. You don't just have the right to just assault somebody. So, and I've seen D.L. Hughley do a lot of tasteless things in comedian, but I know what he can do. And so, when I hear him standing up and he's having his opinion, he's articulating, I know he's not just talking because he's been appointed to talk. I seen him get on CNN and all of that, but I also know what he can do. Just like Steve Harvey. I respect Steve Harvey for what he can do. I might not like all of his opinions and things like that. So with that being said, somebody like Wendy Williams, I don't know what Wendy Williams can actually do. Like Wendy Williams, and to me, I don't know nobody that would actually buy a ticket to go see Wendy Williams. So I would understand Wendy Williams having to kiss butt, hold all the secrets. And I don't even know what kind of secret Wendy Williams have. Now, people speculate. We'll probably find out whatever Wendy Williams' big secret is in this secret society that she got up on this stage and she's able to talk and ridicule and talk about everybody else, right? And then and everybody's speculating about her gender and all this other stuff and stuff like that. Charlemagne, I don't know what his secret is. He's starting to be projected, but I know that he played hip-hop music, but I bet you one thing, I can't find one brother in South Central, Chicago, nowhere else in this country that got his book. Like, he wrote a book. Who you think buying his book? You think homies is buying his book? I know they not, right? So he's in a secret society. He got secrets too. But whatever his secret is, that's the secret that he need to hold probably more dear than Monique do, because she can do something, right? People that can do something, they can let out their secrets and they can recover because they still can do things. Now, with that being said, we got people like Adrian Bailon, loud and boisterous and stuff like that. And even some other sisters have said some things to me that they think that that's a perfect example of colorism, racism, how people are putting these certain people because of their look, because they really, you can't say, and people say, well, we like them and we like this and that. They're not talking about we like their culture or we just like this particular country. They're just talking about a look. Light skinned or dark skinned or black or this. They're not even saying, oh, I like a person from this country, or I'm particular about women from Hawaii or Puerto Rico. They just actually making it a color thing. So these women have really nothing else to project but their look. Their look. And Monique chopped her down real gracefully and sweet. Since you want the sweetness, boo-boo, she hit you with the sweet. You ain't won no awards. I don't know what you actually can do. And then someone have said that when these brothers be putting these young ladies up like they just better and so much better and beautiful. I mean, really, do they smell better than black women? Do they think better? Are they more articulate? Are they better to our kids? I mean, all of these things that they saying about black women. And then it's really almost like black American women too. So you got a whole globe, Caribbean black women, Jamaican black women, you know what I'm saying? You even got native black women from all over. Fiji, Samoan people are considered black. You feel what I'm saying? They're Negroid. I mean, you're not talking about them. You're just talking about the American woman, right? But we already know all Americans are crazy and retarded in a whole lot of different areas. So you can't just take one retarded group of people. We all crazy over here, like everybody over here. Black men is crazy. White men is crazy. Hillbillies is crazy. Corporate white folks is crazy. Black folks and hood Negroes is crazy. Everybody's crazy over here, right? We ain't all the best of the world. You take a white woman from over here and a white woman from Switzerland, which one you probably think is the most, the one that if you are into white women, you probably would choose her over the American white girl. She's crazy too. So if you're going to judge black women on a scale, on a national scale, then I don't think that you can just put them in that situation. Now, let's go over a couple of things. Now, she got a husband. And she just said most people don't got no husband, right? So you're going to get ridiculed. Really, they want to talk to her without her man. Just like people would love to talk to my wife without me and stuff like that. When you're a partnership, that's just so too bad. She got a husband. She got a husband. And she's willing to let roll with her husband. And that's cool with that. And bills. Let's take bills, for example. Okay, you're talking about bills. She got bills. Now, Wendy Williams, you sitting here talking about you got bills, you got kids. Why she don't need you to point out the things she's struggling and surviving for? You know what I'm saying? She's not you. Whatever your secret is, you hold your secret and you get bullied and mistreated. That's what a bully does. A bully mistreats people that ain't gonna say nothing and ain't gonna do nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So how long do you gotta take this? And if you somebody like Monique and you talk your smack, you can talk your smack. That's cool. If you somebody that's humble and you wanna cry on screen, then you cry on screen. Now, with that being said, like I said, and if you somebody like Charlamagne or Wendy Williams who probably couldn't sell a ticket to nowhere, then you probably have to kiss all the butt in the world. Monique ain't that person. Now let's go down the line. Her bills. Now I'm addressing Wendy Williams. Because the girl that said the loudmouth thing, that was straight out to black women. That was a straight direct. She gonna catch hell for that. So I ain't even gonna go there. I'm gonna let the sisters handle that. You understand what I'm saying? I even might bring my wife on. We might even talk about that one. But we're gonna talk about the bills. Now, let's just say, aside from all the awards, aside from all the stuff, let's just say Monique is capable of making $1 million. I think we all would agree that, a person that could sell out stadiums around the world is and can book their own shows, and they have a talent outside of that in which they had dibbled and dabbled and achieved the highest ranking. I believe that she could probably make $1 million at least. But $1 million is $83,333 a month. 83 grand a month, right? For a whole year. Every month you get 83,000. That ain't enough? Like for real? Like really? Like you got to be tormented and mistreated by bullies and people that's supposed to be big and this, that, and the other, and they can't even call your house and say, hey, can I speak to somebody? Like really? Really? That's what you're supposed to do, suck that up? And somebody's supposed to accept that? Let's just say like she only worth half of that. So half, right? $41,667 a month. That ain't enough to pay your bills. Almost 50 grand a month, every month. I mean, that's 50 grand. That's a whole year in 1 month. Master's degree money. You know what I'm saying? Teachers make 40-something thousand to start. I mean, they go to school for 8 years, 6 years. You know what I'm saying? So, whole bunch of people. Now, if you even say that she only worth a quarter of that, that's $20,833 a month. So Wendy Williams, she doesn't have to kiss and she doesn't have to hold the secrets that maybe you might have to have, right? We don't know what that is, but you don't need to tell her what's important to her. She's well-rounded and she's very, very talented. And when you can pack houses and you're condemned in somebody's slid or a table, and I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just saying you sitting there like you just some godlike person. Like, but you don't even have the talent. All you do is sit there and ridicule and talk about it. And that's why I keep mentioning your homeboy, because he does the same thing. And somebody has elevated you up, pushed you in the center of a room with a chair, and let you sit there and tell other people what they supposed to be doing in their life and doing that type of stuff. Now, with that being said, I'm going to close with saying this. Thank you, Lonnie Love. Let's take a look at Lonnie Love's reaction to Adrienne Bailon. Let's take a look at her face. Look at her face. Now, you can see like she just, oh my God, like really this is messed up. But it's kind of messed up. And I felt really bad that she said this about herself. As she's been called ham hock neck. And you look at the picture of this show and they just do this. Now, I'm married to a black woman, and I've been married to a beautiful black woman for 10 years now. We have 4 beautiful kids, and before I even met her, I seen so many pretty chocolate girls. Like, it's so many different type of looking chocolate girls. Oh, my God. And that's my favorite, and that's why I have me a beautiful chocolate wife, right? So now, why every time they put these shows, they got to put this particular type of person who had to overcome these feelings of ridicule and being ugly and like being called ham hock neck and all of that? I mean, I'm not downgrading none of these sisters, but let's go down the list of the way that they look and aside from how they choose the other women. Like, what are you choosing the other women by? They're not smart. They're not articulate. They ain't all that. Half of the time they're choosing them by skin tone and looks. They're not no better than nobody else. And then every single time they got to put a Cheryl Underwood. Then they got to put Shirley Shepard, Star Jones, Whoopi Goldberg, Lonnie Love, and people like that. And I love them. They sisters. They good people a lot of times. And I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying they picking this person and putting them just so they can make other people say, oh, wow, they're not attractive at all. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of messed up. And I wish that wasn't like that. But that's just the way it really is. And I'm glad that Monique can come out. She can stand on her own. She can make money on her own. And she's okay with, even if it's just a quota. Now, if Monique is if she can go out and clear $5 million a year, if I even add, I'm not even going to add that up, okay? If you take $83,000 a month and multiply that times 5, that's $5 million in 1 year, okay? So if that's not enough, how much money do you really need? Like, really, to kiss butt? Like, for what? Just for the sake of doing it? Really? Nah, I don't think so. So with that being said, we're going to seal this with Monique. You get the new straight G award. You get the award of Stand Up Woman Award. That's what I'm just going to create that. The new Stand Up Black Woman Award goes to Monique for standing up for herself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care who she tell to suck what and whatever to do. I think that she's standing up. She's standing on her own 2 feet, and whatever she can make, she's okay with that. And I love her and appreciate her for that. Monique, keep up the good work, sis.